So that's I think a better example of the dynamic that we had. And boy, I'd never and so I felt like I had not given him good advice in that sense. Because he was the best writer of all the writers. He was the best actor of all he was you've worked for guys, and when you work in television, most of the times, you're working for people that say, oh, he just didn't do that. He didn't, you're not working for people that you always respect, writing for people you always respect. But Dave was a guy you always aspired to as a writer.
I got in a fight. I worked at Norm Macdonald's sports show at Comedy
Okay, well, that's Norm. We're talking different. Yeah.
So Norm want to do a joke about, how Yogi Berra has all these Yogi Berra-isms or whatever. So the joke was, I'm after reading all these quotes about Yogi Berra, I'm starting to think he might be retarded.
Oh, that's so great. But again, here we go. Only Norm could do that joke.
No. So yeah. Norm goes, I don't want to say I just started working for him. It's like my second week there. Yeah. He goes, I don't think retarded is appropriate there. I think I should say, I think he has Down syndrome. And I'm like, I go, wow. Everybody's agreeing with him because he's the head of the show. I go, Norm. Norm, I know I'm new and everything, but Down syndrome is not funny because it's too specific. You can't say it, then people picture the kid with Down syndrome. You just say retarded because that's what kids say. That kid's you're fucking retarded, But the fact that Norm, who's considered like a comic genius, I'm like, wait, is that how comic geniuses think that Down syndrome is more appropriate? So I was and in my head, I'm telling myself, just stay out of it. But I was like, but then my other side is like, you got to save the guy here. He can't say Down syndrome-y or however the fuck he was going to say it. So I think he just said retard, but I'm like, you can't say Yogi Berra has Down syndrome. It's just.
Didn't he do that just recently with The View on his Netflix show? He said something inappropriate. And then he went on The View and said something even worse. Yeah. He said he was double trolling.
Yes. I have a great Norm story for you. So I wrote on the infamous ESPYs that he hosted.
Oh, that was the fantastic. Greatest. That was the greatest joke of all time to kill his wife and a waiter.
Yeah, that Ross Abrash. That was his joke.
Oh God, that was.
I wish I'd written that, but so with Norm, there's a lot of hangout time, and with Norm, degenerate gambler, which I was, and I had.
Wait, just for the record, when were you a degenerate gambler?
I stopped gambling a month before I got sober, so it's been 25 years today. By the way.
Congratulations.
So I was just a degenerate gambler. And I knew.
You were a mess. You were drinking and gambling.
Yeah, and I like to eat pills too. I was a guy that when I came to your house, my first stop was your medicine cabinet.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't a total scumbag. I would leave just enough for you to get to the pharmacy the next.
That was nice.
Considerate.
It's not thoughtful, right? So we're hanging out, and I had stopped gambling for about 2 years, and Norm was still gambling, and I was just trying to be very light about it, and I said to him, and I can't remember the context, but I'm talking to him, and I say, hey, when I tried like a month ago, and I didn't think I'd like it, and turns out I love it, and Norm looked at me and said, cock.